Hey, welcome to Sidebar the Show. We're here with Nick and Tyler from Dwayne Gretzky. They're about to play at Trinity Bellwoods Park with Choir as a promo for their show on August 7th at Budweiser Stage.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
This one's for you. Cheers on this lovely day.
Cheers. Ooh, it's like peachy. Or
Grapefruit.
grapefruit. That's the one. I knew it was a fruit.
Delicious.
All right.
Grapefruit, yeah.
So heading
Makes
back,
sense.
we'll do some early days stuff. I want to talk about Teen Ravine
Okay.
and
Wow.
where did that start? Where is it going right now? Is it still up and running?
So Nick here is.
You're going to take that one.
I'll take that one. So Nick is an incredible songwriter,
Please.
and Dwayne Gretzky actually started. It was from his original band, which was under the name Nick Rose. Yeah, you can find it on Spotify. He has an album there called Oxbow Lake, and it was that band that became Dwayne Gretzky. And so after a while, Dwayne got busy enough to where all the other projects kind of got put on the back burner. But over the years, Nick continued to write, and I'll let you take it from here, Nick, with your band
Yeah,
Teen Ravine.
Teen Ravine is a duo with myself and Dan Griffin, who you might remember he was an original Arkells member.
Uh-huh. Gotcha.
So he and I have been friends for a long time, and we, in 2017 or 18, we made a record together, just sort of like a bedroom recording record. I would
Right.
record parts that send to him, and he would record parts and send to me, and we just go back and forth. And then we had an album, and we put it out under the name Teen Ravine. So
Yeah.
that came out in 2019.
Nice.
And they would just send me the stuff every once in a while, just to be like, "Hey,
Hey,
check out
check
the
this
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check out, hear the stuff."
And then you were both in a band called Sweet Thing
Yeah.
before that. That was
Yeah.
actually before. And there was also Blue Fox at one time.
Yeah.
A really small little project, but yeah, absolutely.
So, of all the side projects, I guess, which one has anyone kind of taken a front seat in your, like, looking back, you're like, I'm really proud of that. That was
Well,
really fantastic.
Well, I guess I'm proud of all the things we've done. But Sweet Thing was a band that was like our first band. I think we were a band from 2006 until 2010, and that was a really fun project. And we were signed to EMI Canada, and we toured the country a couple times, and we had lots of great opportunities. And yeah, that was for me, that was my first band. It was the first time I played electric guitar in a band and jumped around and had fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have fond memories looking back at
Right.
that for sure.
Yeah. Were you a drummer before that? Before guitar?
That's me.
Tyler was the drummer
I
in
was
Sweet Thing.
I was the drummer, and Sweet Thing was it was our main focus for a lot of years. We had a rehearsal space. We rehearsed a lot. We collaborated a lot on original music, which is wonderful and also can be quite, stressful at
Yes,
times when you're
I'm
collaborating
sure.
with 5 people doing this. And we were all such great friends. And when we would have the night off, we would get together, watch the hockey game, play Settlers of Catan, and jam and play cover songs that we like, Tom Petty and Elvis Costello. And when we would do that, I would never want to play drums because I was the drummer in Sweet Thing. And so
Right,
that
that's
was my
fair.
opportunity to be like, no, I want to sing, I want to get out here. And so that was also one of the where Dwayne Gretzky started as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So going on the hockey thing, I know New Twigs was a band name at one
that's a
point in
deep
time.
cut. Yeah.
And yeah, you guys are, as you said, are playing hockey on the same team as some other musicians in Toronto.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And obviously the Dwayne Gretzky call out.
Yeah.
And I heard a story about the story of how you end up playing on, I guess, singing the national anthem for a Leafs game.
Yeah.
Can you tell? I didn't get all the details. Can you tell us a little bit of that story?
Yeah. So, well, first of all, Tyler and I are the only hockey fans in the band.
Okay,
there's
gotcha.
10,
So I've
12
got
people-
100% of the
hockey
hockey.
fans. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the rest of them kind of roll their eyes at all the hockey references, but we're the hockey fans. We grew up, small town Ontario, playing hockey and loving hockey. So anyway, so 1/6 of the band likes hockey basically, but yeah, we were playing. We got booked to play like an MLSE event, like their Christmas party, I think, or like a end of year party.
Yeah.
For like Maple Leaf organization, and Brendan Shanahan was there, and yeah, we were just booked to be like the party band, as we do those things often, and we just kind of, I think Tyler made a joke
I
on
It
stage.
was our former keyboard player, Robin Hatch.
Okay,
She just took the mic and said, like, yo, we're down to sing the anthem.
if you want. And so we were kind of laughed it off, and it was just like a joke in between songs. And then near the end of the set, Brendan Shanahan came up to the front of the stage, and handed me a business card, and I was like, grew up a big hockey fan, and there's Brendan Shannon. It's pretty cool. And he handed me this card. I was like, okay, hi, I don't know what you're doing. Shook his hand, and on the business card, it had like his contact information, and it just wrote Anthem ? And I was like, and in that moment, my dumb brain and being kind of embarrassed, I was like, does he want us to sing the anthem
Right now?
Like, does he want us to
This
sing
is
the
your
anthem?
your tryout.
Yeah.
We want to make sure it's going to go over well.
Or just like as a like patriotic thing to
Yeah.
like just do the anthem
Yeah,
now. Forget about Bruce Springsteen. Just sing the Canadian national anthem. And so thankfully I didn't act on that impulse. I was
Right.
just like, what?
Yeah.
I put it in my
Thank
pocket,
you.
and then after the gig, I was like, oh, I get it. He wants me to email him and be like, set up
Yeah, set it up.
the
And
anthem.
we followed up and we got to sing the anthem, and it was Leafs versus Ottawa, and William Nylander scored his first goal as a Maple Leaf
in that
night.
game.
So
That's a good
So we
moment.
take
Willie!
some credit for that.
Yeah. So going again back to the beginning, your first gig before Dwayne Gretzky as Mark Fraser and the Bunker Boys.
Jeez.
Yes,
You've got a kind of a
yes.
Nardwuar vibe going here.
I guess you're practicing in sort of the boiler room kind of style.
Yeah.
Do you still at this time sort of have these kind of makeshift practice spaces that you use, or is it now very by the book?
I feel like a band needs a clubhouse,
Yeah.
and our first clubhouse came before the band. We became a band because we had a clubhouse, and it was a boiler room. We called it the Bunker, and it was in the basement of an old apartment building down at Yonge and Wellesley, and that's where we got together and had space to be able to sort of have fun. And before we were like, hey, this is good, we should go out and play it somewhere.
And
But-
Mark Fraser, who's become our friend, obviously, but he was the superintendent of the building.
Right.
And he was the one who sort of like cleaned out the boiler room and made it a clubhouse.
Yeah. So he was your unofficial manager of
basically.
Mark Fraser.
And so actually a lot of like, we give Mark and Gina, who are the two superintendents of that building, a lot of credit as like facilitating the genesis of Dwayne Gretzky, because they
Yeah.
were the ones who,
Made
made
it
this
happen.
clubhouse.
Yeah.
And it was a really cool room. It was like full Ninja Turtles vibe, where it was like beside the apartment
Empty
building.
pizza boxes.
No, it was just like
Well,
low
yes.
ceiling, and you could literally lift the manhole cover up and over, which was like in the
crawl-
alley
crawl in.
beside the building, to get like people would smoke in there, and then you would just
You
open
could-
the manhole cover to let the smoke out.
That is a
Um,
unique space.
It was very, very cool. It's sadly no longer there, I guess,
Yeah.
or it's been changed to something else.
But we have a space now that we have spent a lot of time in, and we shot our live streams there during the lockdowns, and it feels like our space, and so wherever our space is, if it's makeshift or not, we're happy to
and,
have one.
and we actually recently renovated our rehearsal space studio to make it Dwayne's World.
Dwayne, I did see the
Yeah.
neon sign on some of
Yeah,
your latest
so-
posts.
So we kind of made a little
Party
Dwayne's
time.
World.
Excellent.
Yeah. So that's fun.
Yeah,
So,
awesome.
yeah.
So we're gonna go into a bit where we call Backstage Pass, where I went backstage on your social medias, found a photo I'd like some more explaining for.
Oh,
Nice.
And
great.
Nick, we'll go with
I
you
like
first.
This is fun.
For yours, it was a series of images.
Uh-oh.
I really liked the elevator images.
Okay,
Are you a people watcher? Can you tell me a little bit about all of these?
this is
Elevator
good.
shots?
I'm impressed that you found this, because I love this series. So we did a show in Montana.
A wedding.
It was a wedding in Montana. Whenever that was. When
Yeah.
was it? 2017.
Let's-
16.
It was
Let's
before.
see, it'll have the date
2016
on
Okay.
is my guess.
It was before Trump was elected.
July 22, 2016.
2016. So it was before Trump had been elected for the first time, and we were playing a wedding in Montana, and I think we were at the airport, but we were lingering at the airport because one of our band members was on another flight, arriving later. So we were kind of stuck at the airport for a while we waited for this person.
Carly Aikens.
And
Miss Velvet.
good memory.
We had a Miss Velvet sign.
Right.
Keep going.
Yeah. And so we were just stuck at the airport for a long time, and we were at the bottom of this escalator, and people were coming down, not aware that I was watching or filming, as but people, when you're just standing on an escalator and you're just like, you're not doing anything. It's like a real liminal space. You're just in Nowheresville, and your mind is wandering. And so everyone was just kind of standing there, and there were all these different characters, and I just started taking photos of them. And I remember because one guy had a Make America Great hat again. And
Right.
That was like the first time.
Yeah, it was
And
sort of early days.
Early days of seeing that and being like, oh, and he had the neck thing,
Pillow.
the pillow,
Yeah.
which, and I don't know why people wear those just like when they're walking around the airport. It seems
Yeah.
very weird to me, but yeah, that's what that was. It was just me I had a lot of spare time and I was just photographing strangers coming down the escalator.
Nice. I liked it. I
Thank
thought it
you.
was
It's
an
Really good
artistic
series.
vision.
Really good series.
Yeah, it's
And-
the most artful thing I've ever done.
So I know you do a lot of Halloween shows, the New Year's Eve show, of course. So I want to hear more about the costumes for this Halloween show. They look very elaborate. Are all your costumes always like this?
Yeah.
I like to dress in drag for
Is it-
Halloween. So
Yeah.
As a princess.
I was a princess, I think a few times.
Yeah.
And I was Snow White a few times.
Lovely.
I generally just find all the Halloween-y things that I have and put them all on at
Right.
once. I'm
Gotcha.
the what is that when you put all the sodas in together? Swamp water. I'm just a
I love
swamp
that. I've
water
never
Halloween.
heard that, but I love it. So it's just whatever you got going.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I think Jill was like
Grease.
Yeah.
The bad when
Sandy.
once you
Uh,
start
the,
Sandy.
smoking.
the end of the movie.
Yeah, once you start smoking.
Bad Sandy.
The message is start smoking and don't be who you are.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Grease.
Yeah. So I know you both got your start in acting.
Yeah.
So Nick, I know you were in. I saw The Hulk
Yeah.
and Orphan Black. So can you tell me about, I guess, those early days of acting and I guess how that affected your ability to just get on stage and bring energy to music?
Yeah, well, I've always loved both. Like, as a kid, I was doing plays and musicals, and taking violin lessons and singing lessons. So I guess I liked, performing. I didn't like compare. Like, it wasn't two different things. They were just all part of the same appeal. And then I did a musical when I was like 14. I did the musical Ragtime in Toronto, which was kind of like my big first like professional acting gig. And it was kind of at the same time that Tyler was doing Tommy in Toronto. So it's funny. Our story is funny because we have a lot of we've led parallel lives for our whole life. But at one point, we're both from Lindsay, Ontario, like a small town in Ontario. And at one point, these two big musicals in Toronto had two like country bumpkin
Lindsay boys.
boys in the kid roles. There aren't that many kid roles.
Right.
So somehow we did that. But anyway, and then I went to theater school, and for a while I was really,
He juggles.
Yeah.
I can juggle.
He juggles
Um,
acting and music.
And
Yeah.
can you also
And he
juggle?
juggles.
Yeah.
And he juggles. Yeah.
I was hoping that was
Yeah.
more than.
So yeah, I was an aspiring actor, and I had some gigs, and I still enjoy doing that when I get the opportunity. But now, like Dwayne, and music is more my focus.
Yeah. So speaking of kids stuff, I know you were on Pop Mechanics Kids. What was it like, I guess, with Jay Baruchel as well? Kind of the start of meeting some famous Canadians in your early days.
Yeah, so I was season 1 of Popular Mechanics for Kids was with Jay and Alicia.
Yeah.
And he didn't go on and do it after that
Right.
because he wasn't the thrill seeker, and he was more seeking film. He was a film seeker. And so I actually got the part for season 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
So I replaced Jay for those. Yeah, that was a dream come true, doing a show like that. It feels like another lifetime ago now. It finished 24 years ago. So
Right.
it feels like it kind of happened to somebody else. But
Yeah.
for 3 years, I got to travel North America and do lots of really interesting things that are, rare opportunities, from scuba diving with sharks to skydiving and putting out fires and all kinds of wild things. So yeah, it was great. It was a great thing for me as an adolescent to be working with like adults, because I might have gotten into a lot of trouble
Right.
if I hadn't been doing that.
And it sounds like a good outlet for all those crazy things you got to do.
Yeah.
Cool. So the next bit I have is called Concrete Jungle Wing Street Tomato.
Okay, concrete.
You might be like, it means nothing to me. And like the song Concrete Jungle, Where Dreams Are Made Of, it's a misheard song lyric. So do you have, between the two of you or at all, a misheard song lyric that is your favorite?
Gosh.
Maybe one your friend has or you've run into?
We probably pronounce a lot of the songs that we do now.
Maybe. I'm trying to think. It's
I have
putting us on the spot here.
For me, like Blue Rodeo. I was a huge Blue Rodeo fan growing up, and I still am. And they have that song "Bad Timing." It's just bad timing, that's all. And I always thought it's just that time in that song. Bad time in that song. Oh, it's so beautiful. And then when I found out it's just bad timing, that's all. I was like, that's still good.
It's still good,
But not as good.
Not
But
as
it's just
good.
that
It's
time
less
in that
poetic.
song.
But definitely, like in performing songs, I mean, I think we're pretty good as a band overall at remembering lyrics. And we don't, we don't want to have any iPads on stage and stuff like that. Like we have a strict no iPad on stage.
I
rule.
think that's a
Like,
good.
we're
rule to
there,
play
you're
by.
present, you're performing. If you screw up the words, it's okay, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't want to see an iPad on a stand. It's just we don't like that.
He also doesn't love fedoras, but
It's true.
that's loose.
It's true.
I think a couple fedoras have snuck onto the show.
Right.
That's fine.
That's
fine.
not as harsh.
No
of a rule.
iPads and almost
Minimal-
no fedoras.
minimal fedoras.
no iPads. But it means that you occasionally botch some lyrics. And I remember we did a show and we were doing Once in a Lifetime, and I really just totally blanked on the first line, and it was like, it's you may find yourself.
The Shotgun Shack.
Yeah, I can't even remember it now. And I just kind of went like, and I remember being embarrassed about that. So
Yeah.
that's my botch lyric.
Yeah.
It just goes.
You just fill in whatever came to mind,
Yeah.
which was some sounds.
We had a special guest join us on stage recently for Bohemian Rhapsody,
Oh.
and at the end he said, "Nothing really matters but me," and I think it.
I think he meant it
I think he
earnestly.
meant it,
Yeah.
and it was perfect.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta love moments like that, and that's a famous one as well. Fanta Sea, the Sea of Fanta.
There you go.
All right, great. So that kind of wraps it up. Thanks so much for coming in
Hey.
to the studio outside.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having
The
us.
pickleball studio.
Yeah, exactly. We can watch some good rallies right from here. If you want to look at the cameras and say sort of what you got going in the next, I guess, couple months, especially
Sure.
for August 7th.
Do you
Yeah.
want to go at the same time?
Yeah, do you have this
Sure,
rehearsed and
okay,
down
okay,
pat?
ready?
Here we go.
So
So for the next couple months, we got a bunch of fun things planned, including playing at the Key to Bala Ottawa Blues Fest. But most importantly, and the biggest show we've ever done in our lives, I need to pee and poo poo. No, sorry. The Bud
ruined it.
Stage on August 7th is the big one that we're most excited for.
Well, thanks so much for coming in and have a great day.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
All right, we're going to do one more for you. Thanks again for coming to our little pop-up acoustic show. The Dwayne Gretzky busking set. Choir, 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 Super Dogs. We're so pumped for August 7th at the Budweiser stage. It's nuts. It's totally surreal. And like David and Nobu said, it's all a testament to the support Choir and Dwayne have had in this amazing city for over a decade. It's a true celebration of Toronto, so we'd love to see you all there August 7th at the Bud stage. Please come. Here we go.
I get up in the evening and I ain't got nothing to say. Come on me in the morning, come on. I go to bed feeling the same way. I ain't nothing but tired. Well, I'm just tired and full with myself. Hey there, Bellwoods, like a Judas Toledo. Can't start a fire. Can't start a fire without a spark. This guns for higher. Even if we're just dancing in the park. Messages keep getting clearer. Radio's on and I'm moving around the place. I check my look in a mirror. I wanna change my clothes, my hair, my face. Man, I ain't getting nowhere. No, I'm just living in a dump like this. Something's happening somewhere. Hey, baby, I just know where it is. Can't start a fire. Can't start a fire without a spark. This gun's for hire. Even if we're just dancing in the park. there's a joke here somewhere and it's on me. Shake this world off my shoulders. Come on, baby, this life's on me. All right, everybody. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stay on the streets of this town, and I'll be carving you up alright. So you gotta stay hungry. Hey baby, I'm just about starting tonight, dying for some action. And I'm sick of sitting around here trying to write this book. I need a love reaction. Come on, baby, give me just one look. Can't start a fire. You can't start a fire without a spark. This goes for higher. Even if we're just dancing in the dark. Can't start a fire. Learn about your little world falling apart. This goes for higher. Even if we're just dancing in the park. Even if we're just dancing in the park. Even if we're just dancing in the park. Hey baby. Hey baby. Hey baby. Hey baby. All right, Coral, take us home, buddy. Thanks so much for coming out, everybody.
Thanks for dancing in the park with us.
We'll see you on August 7th, everyone. Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.